Boy, yoy. You know, there are some songs that I wish I'd put a rewind on that. And then by the time I could do, it was just like too late in the song, but I could actually listen to that all day. I hope that you enjoyed it. Rastafari is something that is it's a religion. It's very important to very many people throughout the earth from loads of different colors and backgrounds. And it also carries elements of Christianity in it as well. This morning, I was actually interviewed by somebody who's doing a PhD degree, and they wanted to speak to me about my spirituality and what it means to me, and comparing that to the kind of spirituality that's out there in the world today. You know, the whole mindfulness and meditation and Reiki and all of that good stuff, that if you need it, if you use it, if that is your mode of operation, if that works for you, then that is absolutely fantastic. If it is a stepping stone on your journey to reach higher heights and lower, deeper depths, then too, that is, it's there for you. Take it as you need it. But my advice to everybody is look within. Everything that you need is within. Yeah. Go within. That's it. And that, I would say, is the work. And I make it sound easy. Yeah, man, just go within. It's all good. It's the hardest thing. It's the hardest thing to have to look at yourself. It's the hardest thing to have to examine the you that you really are. We are often led to believe that we are something different than what we actually are. And our true, beautiful, authentic beings are just that, true, beautiful, and authentic beings. Now, I am being joined with by a very authentic being right about now. And I am also here on Zoom. We are recording this. I really wish that you could see what I could see. Can you see what I see? No, you can't. You're on the radio. And yeah, and I'm not. I'm on Zoom. But I'm talking to you as well. And we are just glad to have you here. So before I introduce today's speaker, who is going to be doing the work of answering the question that I asked her. Because despite all of my spirituality and lofty highness, there's stuff I don't know. And the stuff that I don't know is about the what's the word? The solstices. So we've got a solstice that's coming up soon. All right. So I'm going to be asking our special guest to explain what's it all about, Alfie, because I ain't going to lie to you. I ain't got a clue. All right. Now, her introduction music is beautiful, fitting, and the information that she is going to be imparting to us is likewise beautiful and fitting, especially for our melanated brothers and sisters who carry the lineage of the bloodlines of royalty that are being triggered today, activated, and re-established for our greater good.
Mm, 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 mm. I can't hear the music though. Can you hear it? I can't hear you. I can't read.
All right, all right. So I was just shocking out, and I hope that you was just shocking out, but unfortunately, our speaker was not shocking out. She couldn't hear any of the music, which is a real shame because that is her theme tune, and she is the Magnificent. So I want to say hi. Yo, Wagwan, you all right? To Nunu, Queenie, beloved.
Greetings, Sister Laura Lou, boopy doo. I
Greetings.
couldn't hear. I was really wanting to. I wanted to shock out to that tune. That's my tune from back in the day.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We'll have to get together and just shock out privately together quietly, you know? But the thing is, it is such a tune, you know?
It is.
And when it's played on the speakers, and it's one of those songs that just gets into your bones and you just have to dance, you
You
know?
have to play it again. You're going to have to play it again before the show finishes.
All right, I will do. I will do. And guess what? I know all the words.
Okay. I'm not sure what that says about you, but okay.
All I know is I am the Magnificent.
Magnificent.
That works.
Oh,
That
let me
works
shut
for
this
me.
door. Sorry, let me
Okay,
shut this door. I don't have to
absolutely.
frighten the neighbours.
Yeah, any display of happiness is a bit
Oh,
scary for some, isn't it?
heavens forbid. Yes, yeah. Lovely
Absolutely.
to see you, Laura Lou. You're looking fabulous
Thank you,
as
thank
ever.
you.
Mm.
It's been a rush. It's often a rush. You know,
It doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it.
no, it doesn't. I'm actually quite impressed with myself. Um, so, how are you? Who are you? And can you just kind of introduce yourself to the listeners? And yeah, let's get this show on the road.
Let me turn. It feels like it's very dark.
Okay.
Uh, I don't know if that made any difference at all. Oh yes,
Yeah.
it's a little bit better.
Okay. Cool.
Yes,
Right. So,
yes.
so, who are you? Who are you?
I am. I am. I am. I am Nunu Queenie, beloved. You can call me Nunu. You can call me Queenie. You can call me anything you like, actually. But yeah, Nunu Queenie, beloved. I am based in Manchester of the UK, not
Yeah.
far from Hughes Lot down at Passion. And I am the curator and director of Queen of Soul Yard, which is a British farmyard, but basically because we're in Britain, not because we're British.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a wellness, it is a wellness centre, a virtual centre for primarily targeted towards Indigenous sons, sisters, and brothers of the Americas and the Africas. We welcome medicine. We welcome Indigenous medicines from all over the world, and the job of Queen of Soul Yard, our YouTube channel, which is about to pop, is about inviting in, you know, all medicine from all over all Indigenous medicine from different peoples all over the world, melanated medicine. And we primarily service women, but obviously the men are invited. But it is female, it is divine feminine oriented wellness centre. Barnyard in a rub-a-dub style, yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, based on what you've said, I do have a few questions for you. I'll say them before I forget them. So first of all, I'd like to know what is a barnyard? And my second question, you've referred to the divine feminine. What is that all about?
What is that all about?
What's it all
Okay,
about? What's it all about? So
okay.
first of all,
Well,
what is a barnyard, please?
so the barnyard is it's indigenous medicine of the Caribbean and the Americas, certain parts of the Americas. It is referred to with different names depending on which part of the Americas you are. If you're in the Caribbean islands, many of the islands call it barnyard. If you're in the Americas, it's often called root work. Some people call it Obeah, and some people call it mile medicine, which is more of an ancestral groove. The Obeah, we've had this conversation before about Obeah and what it actually may or may not mean. And it is often in popular culture referred to in pejorative terms, but it is indigenous natural medicine. Yeah, it is spirit medicine, it is nature medicine, it is earth medicine, it is elemental medicine. It is not animism, it is not about animal worship and all those kinds of things. It is nature medicine, which comes out of particular parts of that region of the world. I call it barnyard because that's what it is. The work that we do and the practitioners that we have are indigenous to parts of Africa and to parts of the Caribbean and the Americas. I like the word root worker because to me it sums up everything that barnyard does. But barnyard is also about death work. So those of you that have been following the trail of Laura and me will know that we've been death workers and we work with grief, etc., etc. So a big part of barnyard culture, particularly in my island, Zemaka, barnyard is about death. It is about dealing with the dead and death in a culturally appropriate way. It's not just about carting them off down to the local church, signing the sign of the cross and cheery bye. There's a lot more to it than that. That is ceremonialized, ritualized with traditional formats such as Kumina, Pocomania, etc., etc. Other names. I'll use those two names on the air. There are other names which it behoove not to mention because they're secret societies. But we have these different cultures and different ritualizations. There are ways of dealing with the dead. If you, the listener, go to FACFO, FACFO.org, which is a database of funerary services, different aspects of funerary services, you will see there that there are African-centered funeral celebrants. Laura and myself have been funeral celebrants. We have deigned to give it up, but we will not be surprised if we get hoiked, kicking and screaming, backed into it. When we were in it, we were deep in it. We found deep joy in it. And deep joy is to be found in death. So that is what barnyard is. It's whole wellness, inside out, total body, total mind, total spirit wellness. There is death. There is also birth. There is the preconceptual care. There is the pregnancy. There is the birthing. there is the stuff between the death and the birth again, also. Barnyard covers all of that. Okay. Just like it's shamanic work, just like anywhere else. For some reason, Jamaican people seem to be a bit shy still about addressing barnyard publicly. It is your legacy. Don't let anybody tell you any different. The reason that I set up my project in the context of barnyard was to safeguard the secure cultural tenure of barnyard globally, publicly, because there was a nice little girl who was a stylist in New York. I believe she was Jewish, and she stumbled upon, the backstory is that she stumbled upon barnyard on a short jaunt to Jamaica. She ended up in the Blue Mountains with some Earth people, and discovered barnyard practice. She came back down the mountain, went back to New York, and set up a company called Barnyard Beauty.
Aye, aye, aye.
Which I was very, very cross about. It was like a handful of very expensive products based on papaya, mango, and something. And I said, no way, Jose, no. That can't happen, boss.
Right.
Nobody is co-opting barnyard while I still live.
Okay.
So I took it upon myself. I set up a company called Barnyardery.
Okay.
Which I launched at the Timbuktu African Caribbean Market Traders event, the launch event, of which I was an integral part of the marketing. And then, after a couple of years, I decided to revive Queen of Soul. It was called Queen of Soul Yard at that point, when Auntie Jennifer, who's now passed, and I set it up in 2010. I decided to revive it, and I gave it its full name, Queen of Soul Barnyard. I wasn't having any of it. I got chided to the max, as I'm sure you can imagine. People were cussing me and carrying on, and everywhere we're going in Manchester, that there will be a woman there. Yeah. We don't know her already because she don't come from here, but she a Obeah woman, and she a talk about that, and she a talk about this, and she a talk about proper funeral, and blah blah, and oh gosh, you name it, they did it to me.
Okay.
If it wasn't for the likes of you and the delightful Tashai Brown from Leeds, the
embalmer. Sorry.
I really hope she's listening to this. If it hadn't been for you guys, the trek would have been far more deliciously dangerous than it has been.
Right.
You know, because we don't have any business. Yeah, certain people. I've been told this from people in Manchester who were born in Jamaica, that I don't have any business dealing with this stuff, coming or even born in Jamaica.
Okay. All right.
Etc. etc.
Origins are called into question. It's interesting.
And these are some of the most dege uncultured people that I know, yeah? Ever. From yard, you know? Yeah. So, and because I don't drop certain kinds of lyrics and talk in a certain way, you know, I'm just this little coconut girl. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just a little bounty girl who's riding on that cart because it's, you know, that's what she does. She's what's the word? A maverick.
Yes.
An attention-seeking maverick. However, If you look good in my face, you will see the journey, the
Yeah,
journey as a Barmer.
yeah.
You will see.
We will be able to see
So,
that you have been rode hard.
yes, yes, even though we're coming to that in a while, even though, even though my eyes twinkle
Yeah.
and I'm a jolly little soul,
Mm.
the journey has been quite entertaining. One young friend of mine from where is that country? Not Rwanda, the other one.
I think
Um,
there's a few on the continent. I
there
dare.
are a few near
Yeah.
there, near Zim,
Zimbabwe.
beginning with M.
Mozambique.
No, but the other one. Anyway, one
Okay.
friend who was an elder used to call me the spiritual 007
Ah, okay.
because I would go around to his house with him and his wife. They lived around the corner from me, and we would regale each other with stories of what had happened, what spiritual adventures we'd been on that week. But he just used to sit and giggle himself silly. A big old man, who's like 20 years older than me. He used to sit and giggle himself silly. How's the spiritual 007 today? What have you got to tell us today? And they saved my life.
Okay.
They saved my life because I was able to express things which would have got me definitely sectioned and had my child removed from me.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
This morning,
So
I was interviewed by somebody who is doing a PhD, um, and she was asking me about spirituality in many of its different forms, and I had to stress that so many of our brothers and sisters who have been communicating with spirit or their bloodlines have been incarcerated, have been sectioned, have been put down as mental health um, survivors or victims. It's a fine line, isn't it?
it is a fine line, and sometimes the line isn't there.
Right.
Sometimes there's no line, it just simply is what it is. And I regularly speak to a sister of mine who she is Caucasian. She is from the United Kingdom. She's from one of the United Kingdom countries, which isn't England. I'm not going to say which one because I don't want to compromise her.
Mm.
But she talks all the time about her journeys and her adventures and how she did not, for a goodly 5 to 7 years, she kept herself in her house, and all of her shopping was brought in. She never went anywhere because she was going through some stuff that she thought was some kind of social anxiety. She thought she'd had a breakdown, and she had mental health workers coming into her house several times a day to make sure that she took her meds and blah 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 blah. Then this is a Caucasian woman, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, she's a prop. When I tell you that she's a proper sister to her community,
Mm.
and she realised towards the end of that period that no, there was nothing wrong with her. She was being prepared. She was being initiated,
Mm.
and all the trauma that she'd been through her life was she was being cracked open.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was as so many of us are, robust as heck, and said, "Minar Brock, Minar Brock."
Yeah.
When we needed to just allow ourselves to the shell to break open so that the authentic us can emerge. And she's an incredible force. She cracked me up.
Mm.
She's a local girl, but she has me in stitches of stories that, and we share stories now
Okay.
about the things that have happened, and we absolutely we ourselves laughing. Really, it's great.
You bounce off.
But it's not just in our community. It is an imposed human condition that we should not know ourselves.
Yes. 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 And that is what has us fearing ourselves, our authentic selves. Can you explain the divine feminine?
So the divine feminine, this is a period of time that we're coming into. We're coming out of, the imposed patriarchal systems
Mm.
of our human existence on planet Earth, or on Earth, should I say.
Uh-huh.
And, that square model of, when I say square, I mean, angular, pointy, jaggedy, pokey, unrelenting, unyieldingness.
That's a black square. Sorry, carry on.
Um, the active, aggressive, rapiant, as in rapier, a long, sharp object. Left-brained, very, very much rational. I put that in quotation marks also. Disconnected from oneself, disconnected from the oneness with all that is, disconnected from each other, divided from other people that do not reflect us physically, divided from each other, divided from people who do look like us, but that they want to keep apart. So they create this, the warmongering, controlling, top. This is the negative aspect of patriarchy, by the way. But unfortunately, there isn't much of it that's positive. So you guys, I'm not having a pop at you, but that's just how it is. So the divine feminine era came in 2012. Many of us were preparing for that time years in advance. We'd been notified individually and collectively that this is the time, in inverted commas again, that this would commence. And it is about it is about the change in frequency. It does align up with the age of Aquarius.
Okay.
And if you look at Aquarius, she is the water-bearing naked woman. She's womanness. Aquarius, she's she's very on the ball, isn't she? Intuitively, mad as a bat, absolutely more bonkers than Pisces.
You think so? I don't think you could get worse than Pisces, but Aquarians they are
eccentric, but beautiful. That beautiful watery energy. So this is a time of tapping into the softer, fluffier, inner realms. This is why so many of us are waking up inside. We're waking up inside partly because that divine feminine energy is kicking in, the yieldingness, the yin, the femaleness is here to stay for a few hundred years.
Yeah.
A few thousand years, I believe, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I have been working with women myself. I've been working with women since 2004. Oh, yeah, 2004. I've been working specifically with women, when I came into midwifery practice and birth support. And and actually being able to have my own child that I was told I couldn't have. I was written off as barren. But it is through cultivating that divine feminine energy within me through certain practices, which I was led to by my beloved matriarch grandmother. And 3 fantastic Queen mothers
Okay.
of the Americas, who led me to know certain things and to practice certain things, and helped me to get my hui baba. So I mean, that's really where it started for me, homeopathy, and realizing that the only way I was going to get pregnant was not to continue with my male homeopath, but to actually secure myself a homeopath who reflected me.
Ah, yes, yes. And it matters, doesn't it? Because
It,
if
it, 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 it does.
yeah, if there's somebody who's coming from where you're coming from, they get it, you know?
Yeah.
They get it. And you don't have to explain, they don't have to explain. It's, you know,
Mm.
it's easier. But there are not as many of us as there should be. We are coming up to the break right about now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play I Am That I Am by Peter Tosh. And then when we come back after the break, I am going to be playing your song, which is oh no, I can't minimize, I'm afraid. Uh, Give me the title of your song because you'll probably get it quicker than
Is it
me.
Zola, the Zola song?
Yeah. So is it Zola, 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 or is it just Zola
Yes,
Type One?
Zola. Yeah.
Zola, Zola, Zola. Okay, so I'm going to play us out with Peter Tosh. When we come back after the break, we will be opening to Zola, Zola, Zola. And I would really appreciate it if you could tell us what Zola is and also answer my original question, which is what is all this solstice malarkey about?
Yes, let's talk about that. Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right then. So, to our listeners, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, pump up the volume, please. We are listening to Peter Tosh. Peter Tosh. I am that I am.
I can hear it now. That is actually the Zola dance.
Good afternoon, good evening, grand risings, good morning, hello. Even though we don't say that because hell is low. How are you doing? Wagwan, what's up? Are you okay? I trust that all is well in your world and that you are airy, nice, sweet, lovable, huggable, kissable, and all the rest of the ables. Not horrible. That one we're going to leave to the side. Irresistible and other able words that I can't quite think of right about now, but I hope that all of the beautiful ones do apply to you and your world right now. So, you're listening to DJ LP on Passion Radio. I want to say hi and just let you know that number one, we don't seek to take your listening ears for granted. Number two, we are in the middle of an interview with Nunu, Queenie, beloved, and she's talking the things, man. Like I haven't taught the things in a long time. She's talking the things, and we need to hear about the things then, because why? You know, we are currently being activated into the age of Aquarius, and wow, there are spiritual activities that are taking place, that are about to take place, that we are about to witness in ourselves and in the world around us as the world crumbles. I like to say that the earth is ours, we are of the earth. The world has been created by man, and we are finding ourselves in a time where this world is being demolished bit by bit. It is crumbling, it is being destroyed, and it is destroying itself, really, because the time has come. The time has come. We are now in the age of Aquarius. The divine feminine has taken her seat, her rightful place. And so we are seeing the manifestations of this in the world today. I want to say good afternoon to our sister Nunu, Queenie, beloved. Yao Wam, yeah, right.
Yes. Yeah, Chris. Yeah, Chris and Corey.
Yeah, man, everything Chris. Done cook, Chris and Corey.
Great. That's great. That's great.
Blankety blank checkbook and pen. So I was asking before the break that all burning question. Yes, I have spiritual knowledge of so many different things, but you know what? I've never been able to understand, overstand, innerstand, quantumly stand, divinely stand what the solstice is all about. Like I get it. Yeah, you've got the spring, which is the beginning, and you've got the winter, you've got the two solstices. But yeah, what's it all about, Alfie? What's it all about, Queenie? I beg you do. Tell me.
Okay. I'm going to keep it very basic and simple.
That's what I need.
I'm not going to get into the whole scientific, astronomical shenanigans of it, because you just need to be able to do the best you can for yourself if you want to optimize this time. So we have the longest day of the year. We have the shortest day of the year. And which is the longest day of the year is the summer solstice, and the shortest day of the year, darkest day of the year, is the winter solstice. In between that, we have the equinoxes,
Yeah.
the spring equinox and the autumn equinox. So the solar year ends and begins at the winter solstice. And the peak, the height of the chi, the energy comes in the summer. That's when we get the long sunshiny day. Okay. Where the sun doesn't go down till like 11 o'clock at night, and it's back up again at 5 in the morning or something. Yeah. And then the days start to get shorter. So the winter solstice is the end of a year, the end of a cycle, and the beginning of a cycle. It is a time for retreat, stillness, pause and reflect. Everything in nature does that, except humans, because of the patriarchal systems that we live in, which is activate, action all of the time. Winter, that's the yang. Winter is the most yin. It is cold and dark. It is often moist at that time. The moisture sometimes is frozen, oftentimes is frozen. During that time, every bird and beast has collected its food and buried itself underground. We had the big snow, didn't we? A couple of weeks ago, we had the big snow. As soon as the air turned frozen, there were no slugs or snails to be found anywhere. They've gone.
Yeah.
They've gone. You don't see them out in your garden. They're like, wow, bye. And
right.
they're gone. You don't have to, jump and skip around the garden so that you don't tread on them. If you're that kind of person, they're just simply not there. And that's because them gone inside. Yeah. Robins have been building their nests and gathering food to put in their nests. And you don't see them now, apart from occasionally they'll bit and bob to go and get a little bit of something to put in the nest. Yeah. Other birds fly south for the winter because it's too flipping cold. Yeah. We, on the other hand, are being actively encouraged to go out and kill, shoot, and maim each other, blow each other up. And if we're not doing that, have a jolly old time for Thanksgiving. I don't know what you're giving thanks for. Jolly old time for Thanksgiving and a Christmas, which is the 25th of December, the day after the 3-day winter solstice, which starts on the 21st and ends on the 24th.
Okay.
So that is actually the new year. Technically, that is the new year. So during the ancient... Sorry?
We lost you briefly. So during the...
So during that time, this time of winter solstice, instead of going out, getting absolutely wrecked with drink and drugs and overeating ourselves, we should be still and renewing ourselves, pausing, getting ready for the new year, getting ready for the new cycle. It's a time for reflecting, as little activity as possible, which means as little eating as possible. Yeah? Shut the system down, shut your bodily system down as much as you can to purge yourself of toxins in your body, toxins in your mind, toxins in your spirit. It ideally can be used and has been used as a time for deep reflection on times past, particularly the solar year that we're just coming out of. What did you achieve? What did you not achieve? Things that you set out to achieve, things that came up. Why did that happen? Reflect upon yourself, not on whoever else is out there. Why did it not happen for you? Why did you respond in that way? Why did you make that decision? Was that a very well thought out decision?
Mm. Mm.
Did you even think about it at all, or did you just dive in, feet first and say bugger the consequences?
Hey, this is a radio live. You're on radio.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right. Carry on.
And say flip to doodle popalidale to the consequences.
Uh-huh.
Sorry. And that's not very pastorally of me, is it?
It's real. It's the real you.
It's the real me, yeah. So what people who are connected to nature tend to do at this time of year is what I've just stated.
Mm.
Successful people may not tell you that they're doing this, but these are the things that they do.
Right.
They make their plans. You've heard the expression, fail to plan to fail.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the time to plan to succeed, plan to manifest for next year, plan to recalibrate, plan to heal. We're so busy running around like headless chickens. We don't have time to sit and reflect.
No.
We don't even give ourselves time to wind down before we go to sleep.
Yeah.
And just, connect with our natural selves, our oneness, the cosmos, the plant at the other side of the room, the fish in the fish tank, the doggy that we say a dog is for life, not for Christmas. Our children, we don't get the opportunity to pop our head through the door and go, oh, isn't that nice? We don't even indulge in those things.
No.
We don't make time, and we don't even consider that we need to give those things time.
We're too busy to consider giving ourselves the time to do it. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, and it goes against the grain of what should be energetically happening. Energy moves in cycles. You have a peak, you have a dip. You have a peak, you have a dip. You have a circle, it goes round again, it stops, it goes round again, forms another circle. Sometimes it goes round in a spiral. Yeah. But it's cyclical. And we do not adhere to those natural cycles, those frequency cycles. And that is why we are sick. That is why we are psychotic. That is why we are narcissistic. That is why we are traumatized. That is why we are bullied. That is why we are dissatisfied. We don't even think that we should be grateful.
Yeah.
Gratitude doesn't come into the equation. So, and it is a magnificent time, hence the song.
Yeah.
It is a magnificent time to take stock, to just be pause and serene and calm.
Okay.
And reconnect with the magical being that we are. We are all magical beings, meaning we are all naturally capable of producing, manifesting whatever it is we truly desire. We are here. We are not born to live a life of drudge. That's not what we're here for. If the oneness with all created us, that it may experience itself in the world, it does not need to berate itself and bash itself up.
Yeah.
It's about the pleasure, the sweetness, the peace, the harmony, the absolute bliss and delight of it all, the jollity, the gratitude, the oh my gosh, what a wonderful the appreciation, what a wonderful being I am, what a wonderful being I am in, what a wonderful being you are. There's no appreciation. And so if there is no appreciation, then there is no manifesting, there is no creating of wonder and joy and magical happenings, magical situations, circumstances, interactions with other magical beings. There is none of that. How can there be if you don't appreciate it? When it's there in your face and you don't even appreciate it, and all you do is complain or want to bash it in. Bash its head in, yeah.
Which is the program that so many people are under at the moment. Look, there's a spider, kill it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I personally and some of my cohorts in the yard, we have put together a program for the solstice. But first I want a 3-day program, so it's a couple of hours a day for 3 days, where we can work a particular process to help you to clear out the clutter and get your manifestation mind back into its groove. But before I talk about that, I want to talk to you about something else.
Oh.
And it's the initial reason that I came on the show. You invited me on the show to talk about this.
Yeah.
And I said, "Ooh, are you sure?" You say, yeah. I said, okay, because I normally get snack handies for this one.
Okay.
Yeah. So trigger alerts if there are any children in the room. Yes.
Okay.
But still, I'm going to call it SPP.
Okay.
So we have a system of healing which we call SPP, virtue healing your divine feminine virtue. It is for women. It is for women who are in need of healing service, women in need of recalibration, women who need to address trauma. A lot of the trauma that we experience as women, we carry it in our womb, our sweet pom-pom. There, I said it. We carry it there. We carry it there. For example, I was talking to a lady today before I came on the show who spoke about her hysterectomy. I mentioned this to her. I said, I'm going to do a talk about this. And she giggled when I said, what I called it. And sweet hum hum, sweet hum hum, sweet hum hum. So she giggled. And I told her that I have this group, which is called the Sweet Pum Pum Virtue Healing Circle for Divine Feminine Therapeutic Experience. And we do a healing dance, which I call couscous. I named it after that favorite Jamaican perfume. Classic, sweet, syrupy sweet perfume called couscous. I named the dance for that. So we were talking about that, and she said, "Oh, I wouldn't be able to do that. I don't have a womb anymore." And I said, "Okay, well, you're still a woman. Your ethereal womb is there." She told me that she had her womb removed 10 years ago, so she would have been about 50, just under 50. And she bled for 10 years non-stop from her womb. She had endometriosis. She had every kind of itis, osis, istis, oria, irier coming out of there, yeah? she had that she had to keep having burnt off while she was awake. They kept scraping away her cervix, telling her that she had misqualified cellular growth. This isn't this isn't a Sun sister. This is a Caucasian, another woman.
Okay.
And she had been begging from the age of 40 to have it removed because it was just constant bleeding, gushing.
But it seems to me like more and more of our sisters are having that procedure. It's like wombs are getting whipped out
Yeah,
left, right, and centre.
they are being ripped out. It's interesting that they didn't. She waited 10 years before, and she just happened to randomly have a consultant. I think it was a locum when she went to her next hospital visit, and when he went in and he applied gentle pressure, blood spurted out everywhere, and he said, "What the Dickens? Is this what happens?" It was everywhere. He said, "Is this what this has been going on?" And she said, "Yes, it's been like for the last 10 years." And he was horrified. 10 years. 2 weeks later, she went in for a hysterectomy.
Right.
They'd given her every drug, every this, every that under the sun. Yeah?
Even then, that didn't heal it.
And even then, that didn't heal it. But I know this woman's history. She was sexually abused by her father in her bed at night next to her sister.
So it's trauma related.
For years and never said anything.
Yeah. Okay.
The mother was bullied, traumatized by him. The mother was raped by him, brutalized by him. And the only time it stopped was when it got to one of the granddaughters.
Okay.
One of the granddaughters said, this is how long it'd been going on, said, "Ooh, he tried to do this." And that's when the story took a different turn, right, for that family. But she had been carrying all of that till her whole body was just full up of endometriosis, overgrowth of traumatic structure within her body.
Because the body never forgets. The body holds the score. It keeps the tally. It holds it. It knows it. And so it must respond.
But it harbors it. The womb harbors violations against it. Violations against it. It will scream at you. And when I say it isn't necessarily rape and those kinds of things. It can be violation of your divine, your feminine essence.
Mm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
In these systems.
Yeah.
And we have to remember that our womb is the creative seat of our being. It is where we create the most phenomenal manifestations.
Okay.
Yeah? And I'm going to talk about the men briefly because, when I do this work and I bounce it out there under the banner of SPP, the men get very upset. You can't use that. You can't say sweet pom pom out there. It's da 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 da. It's vulgar. It's disgusting. It's da 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 da. And I say, why not? What's your problem?
It's nature.
What is your problem? You personally, what is your issue with women talking about that part of their bodies? When that's all you want, most of you, sorry to make, and I love a man satil, but I'm not making any, tarring you all with the same brush, so to speak. But, a lot of you don't think beyond actually getting inside the pum pum. Mm. And when you leave it, you ain't leaving it sweet.
No.
Yeah. So this particular project, the work that it creates and generates for women to do for themselves and with themselves is very powerful.
Mm.
And it can turn things inside out, trauma inside out. It can recalibrate and reverse, obliterate even, obliterate disease.
Okay.
This work here
Yeah.
can obliterate physical disease, emotional disease. It is also shamanic work,
Mm.
but it sorts those things out. This work I did myself. As I say, I was told I couldn't have children, and I got one. Yeah, big piece of warm fruit. No, yeah.
Yeah.
I was in my late 30s when I had her, and I had fibroids, which I dispelled through this same work. I had, it's very personal, but I want you to get where I'm going. I had polycystic ovarian syndrome. I wasn't having cycle. My cycle was coming 6 months, 9 months apart. I had taken the pill to try and regulate it uh, with the prescription of a very reluctant doctor, elder doctor who knew the score. I ended up with a beard from
Wow.
taking the pill in my 20s. I was going to have electrolysis 2-3 times a week to get to weaken it so that every time it was taken away, it would weaken it slightly. I did it for years, though. Did it for years. And I was very upset all the time. Very, 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 very upset. I was happy with my life, but I was, because of the hormones were all over the place.
Your body was upset.
Everything was upset. And yes, I had a history of sexual abuse as a child. So, and I even within my own knowing and my own understanding as a therapist, I didn't come to that acceptance, that realization that that was what it was until a few years ago. That was the root of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sexual abuse and the abuse of the psychological abuse from my own lineage.
Yeah.
For being an outside child, whatever that means. I dealt with all of that through this work and with the help of a fantastic medicine woman who taught me how to be the homeopath that I am today. She taught me many, many things, as she is Sri Lankan. And she totally got me from the minute she met me. She taught me, at college. From the minute she met me, she told me, "You are this. You don't even know it. Why don't you know it?" But when we got to know each other through therapy, we had parallel lives.
Right.
Parallel dynamics, yeah? So, and we came to the realization together that, why, this is just, we needed to do it this way so that we can get to be these active, efficient medicine women. And we laugh a lot. She laughs a heck of a lot. Mm-hmm. I laugh a lot. Laura, you and I together, we have many dark.
Yeah. We laugh.
Yeah.
We laugh.
We laugh at things that other people would think, but and also I think it's part of being Jamaican, to be fair. But
I think so. I think that plays a big part in it. I think so. Our humor is different. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've started a virtue circle room. I've started a room on Telegram a few years ago, and I now have a room on WhatsApp. We meet on a Friday evening. and we dance and we do shamanic healing. We have a sister circle, we heal, we share different things. I do some divination. But we practice being in connection with the wisdom of and it sounds very cliche, but it's the truth. We practice being in connection with the wisdom of our very BFF, our sweet pom pom. We dance with it. We hold court with it. we we have an incredible time, and it's very powerful, and every session is different. And I have excellent feedback. Every week I have excellent feedback. And I'm grateful, because it means that I'm on track. And it means that the long journey that I've been on with the Sweet Pom Pom Circle it was all timely. Yeah. Every step was important. Yeah. And now is the time. So with the winter solstice upon us, and with it being very yin, I have decided to share a 3-day session of manifestation coaching and womb trauma healing.
Wow.
It's only just 2 hours a day for 3 days, with a supported fast and sharing circle. And I'm offering this to the women, and I'm offering pom pom seed healing for the men who want to work that energy also. What I didn't get to about the men is that you have issues also. You too have been violated in the most heinous ways. That a man, just as women, as heinous as what it's been for women, as young children, as men, men in prison, and all kinds of incarceration, all kinds of bullying.
How does that manifest?
It has been said that there is an epidemic of prostate cancer. The prostate is the same organ as the womb. Yeah, that is why I call it your pom pom seed. Yeah, because it is the same organ. It is the same seat of creativity. It carries the male energy, but it needs to be balanced with divine feminine energy. It is the divine feminine nurturing, soft, fluffy energy that you cultivate through coaching with a matriarch who deals with that. That is one of the ways that, particularly when we work in groups, it's one of the ways to gently unravel and share and allow ourselves to be tender with ourselves in a safe space and with each other. Men need to be allowed to be tender with each other. That is divine feminine energy in action. The other reason that men are getting the prostate cancers is because you have violated feminine energy.
Okay.
Yeah. If you have beaten and scorned and derided and raped with your own personal being or with some other implement, you will suffer. And the prostate cancer is a great karmic debt to pay. And some of you will say, there she goes again with a woo 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 woo-ness. But
we can see the manifestation, can't we? We can see it in action. So many of our brothers are dropping down due to prostate cancer.
Prostate cancer.
It is well documented that apparently our brothers are suffering with it more than any other race, colour, or creed.
Well,
And
they like to say that about us.
yeah, they like to say it. Yeah.
But the other thing that I wanted to say about the violations is you may have never lifted a finger or never sharpened your tongue against a woman, but you may have forced a woman to go and terminate the life of the child that she was carrying, that you had sired her with. That is a deep violation. And not only will it follow you around in terms of cancer, your life will fall apart. You may think things are tickety-boo for a while after you've done it, but there's going to come a point where your life is so perfect and you have the perfect family situation, and then ish starts to happen. And prostate cancer is part of that. And the thing about prostate cancer is it doesn't stay where it is. If it spreads up your spine, that's your central nervous system gone. Yeah. By the time it gets up to, yeah, that's up to there, that's your central nervous system gone.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Your digestive system, your lungs,
Right.
your bone. It is a journey and a half. So, and these things, you can address these happenings in your life. You can turn them around by looking at them and dealing with them in a safe space, whether it's one-to-one or in a group. It can be in a multicultural group. It can be in a group that's specific to your reflection. But you see, I've had men say to me, the other complaint that I've had with men about the sweet pom-pom healing is, apart from that they think it sounds very vulgar, is that it's not fair. How comes you lot get something and we don't get anything? You should do something for us. So here I am on passionradiouk.com telling you to contact me, and I will add you to the Pom Pom Seed King Circle, where you can experience some of the things that I offer to the Sweet Pom Pom Virtue Healing Circle. Let's do this. Stop moaning about it. Stop complaining about how woman this and it no fear and me mama, me papa, me. Stop complaining. Let's do something about it. Bring your people down from across the world. Yeah? Let's do something about this. And let's do it with love. Love for self. Love starts with self. Love in abundance for self. Yeah? Let's deal with the grief and the trauma. You know, let's deal with it. Deal with your own, and let's get you active and trained up in grief work of all walks so that you can assist other people, and let's make this human world a better place to be in. Create a legacy for your children, your grandchildren, your great-great-grandchildren. Come and do this work. Bring your grandpitney with you. Bring your son with you. Bring your brother with you. Bring your granddad with you. Bring it, come. Yeah, you've got Laura here. She is grief therapy extraordinaire. Yeah?
Yeah.
She's offering to train you guys up. You need to contact her. You know, get on her YouTube channel. Get on her Facebook page if it's still up, I don't know. Get on TikTok. Find her and connect with her and say, oi, what's all this about grief therapy? I hear you're doing some training. What's it about? Can I do it? What's in it for me if I do?
Yeah.
Yeah. Contact me. You can contact me on Facebook, NQ Beloved. There I am with my little cartoony face. NQ Beloved.
Yeah? N for November, Q for Queenie, and Beloved. Yeah.
And Beloved. Yeah. You message me there. Or better still, follow me, friend me. and drop something, on my wall, so that I know that you want me to add you to one of the groups that I've just spoken about. If you want to be in touch about the 3-day solstice program that I'll be running, it's 3 days, it's £45 for those 3 days. It works out at £15 a day for a couple of hours, probably more, but a couple of hours per evening, whilst you are following a program of, cleansing, fasting, being, doing the best that you can, because we have health conditions of different types. But, contact me. Let's talk about these things. Let's get this thing going. Let's make the Indigenous world a better place, and let's make the whole world a better place.
And that's the thing.
Do your bit.
If we fix ourselves, then we fix the earth. Simple as that,
Yeah.
As organisms operating on the earth, if we heal ourselves, then we heal humanity.
Yeah.
It starts.
And the rest.
Yeah, and the rest. Yeah.
Yeah, and we change the frequency.
Yes.
We expand, we evolve.
Yeah.
Yeah, and let's do this. Start. Don't you have to just do what I'm talking about? Make decisions to use this solstice time, the 21st to the 24th, while you're keeping yourself quiet or giving yourself time and space to be quiet at a particular time of the day. Make a decision that in the solstice, in the solar year starting the 25th, going forward for the next cycle, yearly annual cycle, that you are going to conscientiously do your bit. You're going to do a little something every day, even if it's pour libation or put some cat food out, something. Take your rotten fruit from the fruit bowl and go and put it out in nature and say, I leave this in nature, because what a waste. I appreciate that this was here and I didn't get to it before. I didn't get to ingest it, before it turned. But I know that you will eat the bits that, go down to the river and take your swan food. Go feed the swan then with proper swan food. Or whatever. But make a decision to do something. Go and do some voluntary work. Make a point to stop and talk to people who need to be stopped and spoken to in the street. Yeah? It doesn't matter if you think it's genuine or not. Give somebody 50p and walk away. Yeah? Don't get into it with them. Give them the 50p. Pray over the 50p and say, here, bless this 50p. I'm going to give it to somebody who needs it more than me. Give it to them. Let them say thank you if that's what they want to say. Walk away. Don't get into it. Just walk away. Yeah? This is how we expand the frequency of things. But please also consider, the offerings that are on the table here today. I want to try and... May I read you? I wonder if I can read you some of the testing. What time is it now, Laura?
We actually have 8 minutes left of the show.
8 minutes. Okay. So let me... I want to... here we go. I want to read you some testimonial quickly.
Okay.
From this... from the Sweet Pom Pom work. That I've been doing. Let me find the group. Is there anything that you want to say, Laura, before?
Well, I'm just sitting here kind of racking my brains. You've certainly opened my eyes to a lot of the stuff that you've been saying. I know that we speak to each other regularly, but we don't often speak on these terms. So it's just been really nice. It's been refreshing to hear. I think that for some of our clients, it's some of our listeners, it's maybe been a bit much, but I think that it's a necessary conversation that we have to have, you know? And so, yeah, I'm here for it. And if we see the state of ourselves in the world, we can see that what you're saying actually makes sense. It's obvious now. We're in a bad way, and we have all experienced damages that have to be healed. So I salute you for the work that you do. Yeah, and I might have to.
I'm very grateful to be able to do it, love.
Okay.
I'm very grateful to do it. I'm just going to read you some things from this. Last night we rediscovered and grounded ourselves into our beloved sacred second heartbeat, our soul wound. We gyrated and gesticulated until thy kingdom come, and even rocked out with some of our noble ancestresses. We giggled and wiggled and wailed and mourned and celebrated. We were grateful to send, receive, and share love. Give thanks to all who contributed to our evening of delectation. That's one. Thank you. It was a beautiful experience. Grand Rising, I'm grateful for the experience yesterday and looking forward to more. Thank you for the ad and a beautiful experience yesterday night, Empress. I appreciate you and everyone on here. I give thanks for the vibrational energy of my art, which you bring us through the oneness of our matriarch sisters. May this energy grow in strength. Onk Ujeb Seneb. Matondo Mamingi, thank you much, 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 Nunu Queenie, for the ad. It was truly delightful twisting and twirling with you all. Malembe Azola, peace and love. Yeah, these are messages. Good day to you all. Is there a link for tonight?
How do I get on? How do I get in?
How do I get on? Yeah, that's just in one of the groups. That's just a few messages in one of the groups. You know, the women are loving this because I'm saying to you, when you come into this room, you do not have to be wide-shouldered and high-haired and edgy. This is an opportunity for you to flow, to be the sister that you are, to be in your femininity. And when I say that, I get the first response. This is from big, 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 big women, yeah?
They giggle.
And then they turn the mic off because they don't want to hear, they don't want anybody to hear that they're going,
yeah.
And so they sit there while you're talking and you can just see them going for ages because they're so relieved.
We carry a lot of shame and embarrassment, don't we?
We carry a lot of everything, and we're not particularly about being, melaninated women, We carry a lot. And it's great to just put down the burden and say, and they come back next week. Wow.
Yeah.
What are we going to do today? Yeah.
Come back ready.
So I'm very grateful.
Okay. All right. Well, Sister Nunu, Queenie beloved, one more time, can you let our brothers and sisters know how they can find you?
So you can find me on Facebook, N for November, or Nunu, Q for Queenie, and Beloved, Belobed. You can find me there. You can follow me or friend me there. And you can call me on WhatsApp or send me a message on WhatsApp, 07784 672 053. That's 07784 672 053. You can also email me, nqbeloved@gmail.com, and ask me your questions. And I will answer them, and I will activate whatever it is you need me to activate. Yeah?
Okay.
So,
And this video, this Zoom recording, will be put onto my YouTube channel, and I'm sure it will be put onto yours as well. Yeah?
yeah, Queen of Soul Yard. Yeah.
Queen of Soul Yard Gmail. So if you put in Queen of Soul Yard into YouTube, then it will come up our delightful Nunu, Queenie, beloved. Okay. On that note, I'm going to end the show. We've only got 2 minutes. So I'm going to end the show now with your peace chant. What do you call it?
Wade for peace.
Okay.
Oh no, the other one. Oh right, yeah, yeah. It's called Yeah Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
The family theme. Yeah Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Theme chant. Peace chant. Okay. Thank you so much for joining us. And will you come back?
Oh, absolutely. Every time. Thank you
Perfect.
so much,
Thank
Laura
you.
Lou. Thank you.
Thank you.